In today's video, we are going to talk about how to file Form I-130A, supplemental information for spouse beneficiary. If you are new to this channel, my name is Liman and I make videos for a family-based immigration to simplify the immigration process and give you a confidence to go through your immigration journey by yourself. First of all, I am not an immigration attorney. I'm here to help you based on the information you have from US CIS website. If you find this video very helpful, please subscribe, share for the future upload, give us a big like so YouTube can share the video with more people. So if you're ready, let's get started. Form I-130A must go with I-130. It doesn't matter if you do online or by a paper version. If you do by paper version, you must attach I-130A if you send it by mail. However, if you file form online, if you file I-130 online, you still need to upload I-130A for both options because online now it has both options. You can file I-130 by paper version, then you can upload it to your USCIS online account and then upload Form I-130A as well. So no matter what option you selected, I-130A must be filled out. So for this part right here, do not touch it to be completed by an attorney or accredited representative. So for us, we're not going to touch it. We're going to start right here, type or print in black ink. A lot of people ask me this question. My spouse is not in the United States. Can I sign it? The answer is right here. If you reside overseas, you still must complete Form I-130A, but you do not need to sign the form. I will share my experience. I filed I-130 for my spouse, and I filed I-130A for her, with her permission, of course, and then I add myself as a prepare. So let's do that. So let's go to part one. Part one is information about you, spouse beneficiary. This is about the beneficiary. So collecting more information about the beneficiary. Item number one, alien registration number, if any. At this point, the spouse does not have one. If the spouse never been in the United States, it does not have one. USCIS online account, it does not have either because the beneficiary never been in the United States and never been filled a petition before. So we're gonna go to your phone name. This information is about the beneficiary. Item number 3A. Family name, it's Bushi. Item number 3B is Fatima. Item number C, NA. It does not apply because the spouse does not have a middle name. Now let's go to address history. Provide your physical address for the last 5 years, whether inside or outside the United States. Provide your current address first. If you need extra space to complete this section, use the space provided in Part 7 additional information. So you need to provide the last 5 years of your physical address, whether inside the United States or outside the United States. So physical address 1. So just to be clear right here, I married my spouse and we live together for 2 months. This is the last address we live together. So item number 4A, street number and name is 100 Hay Masira. Item 4C is Kenifra. Item number 4F, Provence is Kenifra. 4G is postal code is 54,000 and the country is Morocco. And this will be different from country to country, so make sure you find this correctly. So we're gonna go to date from is from January the 1st, 2026 to present. She's still living there because she's not here yet. So physical address number two, this is where she lives before she moved to my house. Basically, this is her parents' house in my case. Item number 6A, 20, Hayl Hana, 6C is Kenefra, city or town, province is Kenefra, postal code is 54,000, the country is Morocco. As I mentioned, these addresses will be different from country to country. Some countries have state, some countries have province. So just whatever add that what correct for you. Date from is January the 1st, 1990 to 1st January 2026. That's the date she moved to my house. So now, last physical address outside the United States. Provide your last address outside the United States of more than 1 year, even if listed above. Here, if only it's provide your last address outside the United States of more than 1 year, even if listed above. It has to be more than 1 year. So we do not need to add anything right here because this one is not more than 1 year. It's just 6 months. So I don't have to add anything right here. I added this one by mistake right here, but I have to remove it. So this one should not be right here because read the question very carefully. Provide your last address outside the United States of more than 1 year. So this address right here is not more than 1 year. So this address right here will stay blank because we live together for just a couple months. It's not more than 1 year. Now let's go to information. We're still talking about part one. Now information about part one. We're gonna start about dad. Full name of parent one, family name, it's Bushi. Given name or first name is Ali. Chancy, middle name, it does not apply. Date of birth is 1st January 1960. Sex is male. City, town, village of birth is Kenefra. Country of birth is Morocco. City or town or village of residence is Kenefra. Country of residence is Morocco. Now we're gonna move to to parent two, which is information about parent two. Full name of parent two, family name is Baba, given name is Nora, middle name does not apply. Date of birth is 1st January 1970. Sex is female. City, town, or village of birth is Kenefra. Country of birth is Morocco. City, town, village of residence is Kenefra. Country of residence is Morocco. Now, part two, information about your employment. Please read this before you do anything. Provide your employment history for the last 5 years, whether inside or outside the United States. Provide your current employment first. If you are currently unemployed, type or print unemployed in item number one below. If you need extra space to complete this section, you of course going to use additional information, which is part 7. So for my spouse, she's not employed, so we're gonna, according to instruction, we have to add right here unemployed, and employment history will be left blank. Let's go to we're gonna go to part 3 now. Part 3, information about your employment outside the United States. Provide your last occupation outside the United States if not shown above. If you never worked outside the United States, provide the information in the space provide 7. So this will be left blank as well. So now we are going to talk about part 4, spouse beneficiary statement, contact information, certification, and signature. Read the penalty section of the Form I-130 and Form I-130A instruction before completing this part. As I mentioned in this video, the beneficiary did not file this form. Who's going to file this form is the preparer. In my case, I'm talking about my case. If the beneficiary file this form, if the beneficiary can speak English, read and speak English, can check this one right here, and you sign it, and you date it, and you're good to go. That's the first case. If the beneficiary speaks English, speaks and understands English, I can read and understand English, and I have read and understand every question and the instruction on this form, and I may answer to every question. And then you come over here, you date it, and then you print it, and then sign it. But for this video, we are going to use the prepare. So if you use interpreter, you can add it right here. Read to me every question and instruction in this form, and my answer to every question in. For example, the language you use, the interpreter use to interpret this form for you. For example, in my case, it's Arabic if I use Arabic. But as I mentioned, I'm going to file this form on behalf of my spouse with her consent, of course. So at my request, the prepare name in part 6, which is me, Sliman Baker, prepare this form for me based only upon information I provide or authorized. Because you cannot file this form just, from your head. You must have the information that the beneficiary provided to you. So, of course, you're not gonna know, the information about your dad and mom. A lot of information that you need to get from her to file this form for her or for him. So now, if you check this item number 2, you must complete part 6. So before you do that, spouse the beneficiary contact information. So the spouse beneficiary's mobile telephone number, if any, you can add it right here. This is a Moroccan telephone number. And the spouse, the beneficiary's email address. I would recommend you add the phone right here. Why? Because like in consular, in consular processing, when you get, I'm sorry, when you have interview at the consulate, they will contact the beneficiary about, the visa, if it's approved or not approved. And sometimes even like in my country, they call my spouse to tell her that her visa was approved and must pick up her visa at the service that we provided. So now we're gonna go to spouse beneficiary certification. So this is read this information, right? It is very important. I'm not going to waste time on that. Just read it. Spouse beneficiary, as I mentioned, if spouse resides overseas, you don't have to say it. You don't have to sign it. So just you can leave it blank. You can add the date right here. Is okay. It won't hurt, but you don't have to sign it. And we do not use the prepare part 5 in interpreters, contact information, certification, and signature. We did not use it. So we're going to go straight to part 6, which is contact information, declaration, and signature of the person preparing this form if other than the spouse beneficiary. So the spouse did not prepare the beneficiary, did not prepare this form. So prepares family name is it's Baker. First name is Sliman. Prepare business organization name. I don't have no business, so just individual. Prepares mailing address. So now this is where you have to add address. For me, I prepare this form from United States, not overseas. When I prepare this form, I was in United States. Make sure you do that because a lot of people make a mistake right here. They put the prepares mailing address overseas while they file the Form I-130. Make sure your date are, when you file your form are consistent. Is 100 Robin Ron, city or town, Indianapolis. State is Indiana. Zip code is 46254. And the country is USA. It automatically will be populated here once you select the state, Indiana. Now we start talking about the preparer's contact information. You must add the contact information. Preparer's daytime telephone number is 317-222-43. Mobile phone is the same as mobile phone, and this is my email address. Then you're gonna select the prepares statement. Which one does apply for you, 7A or 7B? For me, 7A applies for me. I am not an attorney or accredited representative, but have prepared this form on behalf of my spouse beneficiary and with the spouse beneficiary consent. So all the information I have right here is with the beneficiary's consent. So prepare certification. So this is where it come a little bit tricky. The preparer must sign the form I-130A. The beneficiary is okay because the beneficiary is overseas. Here, the preparer is within the United States, and this form must be signed by the preparer by the preparers. So preparer's signature, it is required in this case. It must be signed. How we do that? You must print the form I-130A, then sign it, then scan it and save it in your computer, then upload it or send it with the form I-130A if you file the form I-130 by mail. So it is very important. I will repeat this again. If you use a preparer or interpreter, both, the preparer or the interpreter must sign I-130A. If you don't do that, your I-130 form will be rejected, period. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next part, which is part 7. Additional information. You must attach part 7 as well, even if it's blank. Why? Because you will need this information right here to be in part 7. A lot of people, because they do not add anything right here, they keep it blank and they do not attach part 7. If you do not attach part 7, your petition will be rejected, period. All pages in the form I-130 and I-130A must be attached and sent to USCIS. So as you can see, family name is already there. First name is already there. Middle name is already there. And the beneficiary A number, my spouse does not have one at this point, so it is blank. So by itself, the part 7 must be attached. So how to use additional page? It is very simple. I have a video on my channel how to do that in case you need it. So this is the end of this video. I hope you like it. If you do, please subscribe, share, hit notification bell. Thank you, and see you next video.